I fucking love that music, man.
It's good. It's
It
calming.
gets me amped. It makes me feel like I'm doing something more. Like if we're about to go into like Tron movie or something, fucking kick ass.
Ooh.
But instead, we're just here talking shit on Tuesday. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Breaking the Mold.
Tuesday night delight.
Tuesday night.
Yes, need more light.
I'm gonna be your host for the night, and a John Addict, and I'm going to introduce you to everybody else if you don't know them already. So I'm gonna start off with the Brink Meister himself, Brian Brink. How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing, Brian?
I'm doing okay, I think. Doing all right.
Doing?
Sometimes you just got to realize
He's
that
doing okay.
things are out of your control, and that's that. Also, too, if
You're
you're
never in
going to be
control,
sitting in
Brian.
the same chair all the time during this pandemic because you're working, invest in some lumbar support, which I did do, and it made my back hurt worse. So,
That's what I need for work.
Did you get a new chair or just like a new pillow or something?
no, I got this. Well, I got a couple things. I got a lumbar support thing, see, which I used for half the day, and I also I bought a new seat cushion.
Oh,
And look,
nice.
it's got a room for your Cossacks right there in the middle. See?
Napoleon, your
Yeah.
grandma.
He just teabags himself.
I
Yeah.
know. Is that where your balls hang into?
No, this
Dude.
is where your ass.
What
goes. Your
site
ass-
did you? What site did you
ass
buy that
goes
from?
here.
He bought it from somewhere.
From Amazon, baby.
Oh,
One day delivery. And again, it's nice, but I can't sit on it all day long. So now I basically have created myself 3 different chairs by interchanging these cushions. Right now I'm in the base chair, and it feels good. It feels good. So I think maybe I just need to
So
alternate cushions throughout the day, and it helps keep my body from, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
well, I think we
But my
should,
back doesn't hurt.
I mean, the next figure banging, you should
I think JD
What
froze.
happened?
I think
Did
JD
he
froze.
froze?
Yeah, he froze on us.
Next finger
Next
banging.
figure
You.
banging.
I think you should
Next
Fill
time
in the blank.
on
stick your
banging.
finger through that.
Nothing.
seat
Never
you
mind.
bought. What was it?
Totally,
JD? We
you
wanna
froze, JD. You froze
You
up.
froze.
on
You
us.
skipped.
Yeah, I know.
know. Inquiring minds want to know what you were going to say. Though.
You said next time on figure banging, were you gonna tell me to figure bang my cushion?
See,
Yes. Full review.
Whoa. That's
So we gotta see if it passed the test. That was
Ah,
a figure bang your cushion.
how was your weekend, Brian? Good.
uh,
You know. It's been 6 months, Dave. What do you fucking think, bro?
so,
Staring at the same fucking wall, man.
so, yeah, no, it's
Dude, somebody needs to go to Brian and just check up on him a couple times.
I watched.
We do
I,
Monday, Tuesday.
I watched some old shows. Yeah. So
Wednesday.
I did. I'm sorry. I'm not used to talking about myself. Okay, so
I've only been doing it for 5 years, people.
Dude, he needs a cheerleader. He needs something. Yo, Brian had an
Brian,
awesome fucking weekend.
Brian.
I watched Escape from New York. I haven't seen that since
Oh, that's
I was a
great.
kid.
That's an old movie.
Nah, I haven't seen
Yeah.
that.
I think it holds up.
Good stuff.
It
Yeah.
definitely holds up.
And I also
I think
Go ahead.
Sideshow sells his little countdown watch. That's like an actual watch.
yeah,
The timer that he wears, the little wrist cuff thing. It's like
unless it counts my steps, I'm not interested.
Fair enough.
And
Mr. Fitness.
and then also I watched Godzilla King of Monsters. I was like, "You're
Ugh.
right. It's Sunday," and I'm like, "I'm gonna sit here and work and watch some fucking Godzilla," because HBO has some Godzilla on there. Amazon had some Godzilla on it. So I found the original Godzilla from 1954. I started watching it, and then I realized that it's not
Yeah.
dubbed. So
How long,
I-
Brian? How long did it take you?
like a good 20 minutes, and so I'm sitting here working on this screen,
What does this guy say?
and I'm like, oh, god damn it. So, but the thing is, like, as a kid, I remember that there was a Godzilla movie that had the Perry Mason actor in it. Because my mom was big into Perry Mason, and she's like, this Godzilla and blah blah blah. So anyway, I found that I found the actor. I can't remember his name now. But anyway, they redid that movie 2 years later in 1956 as Godzilla King of Monsters, and that one was dubbed. But the interesting thing about it, since I saw 20 minutes of the first one and then I saw this one, all they did was add scenes of him in there with other people, but like whenever the Japanese people were in there talking, they never showed their mouth moving. It was always like they were saying something and like their back was to the screen or something like that.
Mhm.
It's like, you know, probably back in the day they were probably so proud of themselves. Holy shit, we made a whole second movie and we didn't even have to worry about syncing up mouths and whatnot. You know, it's like just like Zack Snyder doing Justice League, you know, kind of shit. It's wild stuff. Anyway, the Godzilla movie's pretty good. It's pretty fucked up.
So you watched the old one, not the new one.
Yeah,
Right.
black and white, baby, black and white.
Oh,
I've seen the
nice.
new one. I've seen the second new one a couple. Well, I'm sorry, say that again. I have seen them both. The second new one is streaming now on HBO.
Yeah,
and
it's
I could watch it again, but I don't think I really feel a need to watch that one again because that one was just super Monster Madness. But I would love to watch the first new one again. I'd love to watch that one again.
Dude,
Actually,
what's wrong with Super Monster Madness?
You know,
Sounds really good.
it's fine and good, but
I guess you want a
it's
story.
just not something. I don't know. It doesn't do anything for me, Dom.
I got you.
It's just a bunch of monsters. You know,
What do
I'm
you
not
think?
saying
Of,
it's bad, but
what do you think about the upcoming King Kong versus Godzilla movie?
you know, it's hard for me to get excited about new movies coming out because I'm not going to the theater to see them. So it's just
Yeah.
like, and to also, I'm waiting for one to actually come out. So the New Mutants broke the seal, right? And they
Mhm.
did it. So I'm starting to get a little bit more hopeful that things actually will be coming out and released. So
Mhm.
I don't know. So we'll see. It's just hard to get excited about things, Dave. It's hard to get excited about things.
This is
All
true.
right.
I've been talking to my family lately. I'm just gonna keep talking here. And like my sister's pinging me like on Friday. Like so, it's like 5:15 Friday. The week, you know, all the weeks are hell, and it's finally over. And then you start getting like a text from my sister. It's like, "Mom is like really depressed and stuff like that." And I'm like, "Well, it's the pandemic. You're gonna be depressed." And then I talked to my stepmom yesterday. Shout out to her and her birthday and whatnot. Or was that today? No, that was yesterday. And she's like, my dad's really depressed now. I'm like, maybe I should start calling these people more often. I don't know. Cheer them up. But I don't think I'm the person to do that. I don't know. Is there somebody, I don't know. Everybody's talking like, she's like, I told your dad to go see a shrink, you know, and stuff like that. My sister's like, I think mom needs a guidance counselor. I don't know what the hell they're called. I don't know. Are you guys families? Well, I talk to you guys every once in a while. You guys seem to be doing okay. But like, do you know people? Like, I know someone close to us, obviously, that's like having some issues. But it's like, are your families like? Are they? Is it? I mean, how long has it been? 6 months now. It's 6 months on lockdown. It's getting nuts. I don't know. I think we were joking about it earlier, but now, man, I think it's really starting to get rough on people. You know, I'm just trying to say. And that's what I did this weekend, Dave.
Yeah. I mean, Brian, to your point, I think everybody that's been probably locked up, let's say for this period, is going through something like that. I mean, I'm still, I've had my instances. I've been out the house the past month, more than I have every other month. But I still have my moments too, because I'm just like, it just sucks being in the house and hearing the news about, what's closed, what's open, what's not, I guess it's up to you how you deal with it now, because like, we were all scared to leave the house and do things, but I mean, if you take the proper precautions, you can live a semi-normal life, I think, just do what you got to do, wear your mask, clean your hands, and social distance as best you can, and take a chance, get out there, go hang out with someone, whether it be family or anyone, that's what I mean. I've been doing that. My brother's kids, well, my niece's baptism was this weekend. I wasn't gonna miss that, so they had a backyard party after the church. Church was intimate. It was just immediate family, so it was maybe like 10 of us, with the godparents, and the church was empty, besides the priest. After that, we went to the party. We were the first ones there, so we ate before everybody else got there. When it started to get packed, we just moved, spread out through the yard, as opposed to all just staying stuck in that same location where everybody was congregating to get food and eat. We just went into the driveway, hung out there and stuff, and it was cool. I got to meet people I've never met from my brother's girl side of the family, and I got to hang out with my parents, outside of just going to their house. So it was it was nice. So I don't know, Brian. Do I need to send you an invite? You want to come? Carpet's ready.
8 weeks.
All right. So, I mean, things. I see things getting better. They've gotten better for me. I think they're going to start getting better for everybody. Hope that this other stuff goes away, but whatever.
So apparently Dave, you and I need to turn our lights off. We're ruining the vibe.
I know. I spent all my money on other stuff this week, so I don't have light money.
I'm leaving them on.
Yeah, well, if I turn the lights out, it's gonna get real low in here. Stuff, you know what I'm saying?
It's gonna get all sexy.
You may not see my hands anymore; they just might disappear. You know what I mean? But G Money, how was your weekend?
Dude, it's been busy. It's been good stuff. I get where Brian's coming from, that feeling, and I think everyone, it's you have to make your own choices. I think of what you're able to do based on where you're at. So it's and like you said, you just got to weigh what's scarier, if anything, or at what point are you gonna feel more harm not living your life versus being in fear already, right? Because that's not really, So it's a hard mix, but anyway. It was good. So in the spirit of living in the moment, I got a new car last week. I think I sent you guys a picture of it, which is pretty cool.
Hot Toys is the max here, Gary.
Yeah, I know.
But
I know you guys don't really get into cars either, but
no, I mean it's nice, dude. Tell everybody about it.
No, it's cool. It's appropriate though, because I told my wife, I'm like, so we've been watching Cobra Kai, right? So I had a Challenger. Right, and I liked it a lot. The one that I had a little less than a year, but it's a manual transmission, which I enjoy. But the traffic down here on this part of the state is like atrocious, and my commute into like the downtown area is just horrible. So anybody who knows the manual transmission with the traditional clutch, especially a big car like that, it got old. So I swapped it out and bought another Challenger, which happens to be the same car that Johnny Lawrence picks up in Cobra Kai. So it's kind of funny how that all worked out like that, right?
Yeah.
So, I'll take it.
Usually when we watch shows in this community, we end up buying action figures, not the cars.
Well, I had it first. To be fair, no, I had it first before. I mean, I did before I'd watched it. It's like
Gary. I think you should get a repaint.
It's the black and yellow. Yeah, right.
Fuck black and yellow. You see that black and light blue in the back, and get some breaking the mode stuff on the fucking
dude.
It's bro.
but no, it's cool. I mean, it's nice. You know, it's got some more stuff in it, and it's pretty wild color. It's blue over red leather, so it's very Gary, as you would say, Dave. It's eccentrics in the. And then what did we watch? We watched Bill and Ted 3, which is interesting because as much as I really love the original Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, I remember seeing it in the theater like 3 times as a teenager, young teenager. You know, sometimes you can't go back to some of that stuff, so I'm like, I appreciate it, but you know, I thought it was okay for what it was. What
It
else
was
did we
okay
do?
only.
I thought it was just okay. It was a little, I'll be honest, it was a little tough to sit through, and it was one of those things where I wanted to like it more than I did.
It didn't have cars in it.
No. It's just you can't go back all the time. Did you guys see the Jay and Silent Bob reboot?
Mm-hmm.
See, even that, as much as I loved that first one back in 01, whether I've changed or I don't find it humorous anymore, I thought that was very similar, where it was like I appreciate them trying, but it just kind of, to me, just it didn't ring home like they always used to.
Did they take it seriously, or did they like Michael Bay it?
I don't know how serious you can take it.
Yeah.
All right,
but
that's
you
not
can't
what I
take it
mean.
seriously.
That's
Yeah.
not what I mean. Like, did they Starsky and Hutch it, or did they make an actual Bill and Ted movie?
No, they tried to make it like in the premise of the other 2 movies, you know what I mean, and try to have a nice little like positive message to it. I appreciate all of it. It just wasn't, it
Were there
didn't
any,
grab me the way it did, and but then we started the Cobra Kai on Sunday, so we're almost
So
done with season 2. So that hit me exactly in the opposite, like just totally in the feels, like all the way across the board. The music, the references, I think it's actually pretty well done as it could be, with being respectful to the parts of the series. I don't know, it's been great. So my wife and I both really enjoyed it. So it's kind of cool that we like that.
So Gary, she watches it with you, right?
We had been watching it together. Yep.
So I started it without Lauren because she wasn't gonna. I know she wasn't gonna sit there for it. You know what I mean? But she watched maybe an episode or two, like sitting there watching it with me. You would hear her crack up at the corniness of some of it,
Sure.
and I'm like, "Yo, shut the fuck up! I love this show. This show's good, man. Get out of here." I'm laughing more too because I know she's right. Like some of
Yeah.
it can't be.
It is.
So was the '80s.
Exactly.
The '80s was so corny and campy and fucking all over the place like that.
Mm-hmm.
But Gary, I tell you, I enjoyed that. I finished it last night. So
Yeah, we've got 2 more. It's been a weird, it's been like the last week since last show, between the retro stuff, and then I put it up in the ROC. I'm going to send it out tomorrow or the next day. But I finished reading an old-fashioned book. I'm all caught up. I read all the Aliens and Predator novelizations that are out there. So I picked up this one. I think it's based on a video game. I'm not sure because you guys know I'm not a gamer, but it did pick up part of Arnold's character's like storyline, Dutch. And you learn some things that continue to happen. And he's not the main character in the novel, but he's kind of woven into it. So that was actually pretty entertaining too. So that was a good outside reading for. So I finished that this week.
I'll tell you, man, that Cobra Kai show. I remember watching season 1. I was like, sign up for YouTube Plus or whatever the fuck it is, right? For a free trial. I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm gonna free trial this son of a bitch. I'm gonna watch it and cancel it. And I remember I watched I watched the whole thing on my phone. I watched one episode, and I was like, oh, I got stuff to do, but you know what? I'm gonna sit in this fucking chair and I'm gonna watch this show all night long. And I ended up doing that. And lo and behold, the 30 days comes around, and I'm like, I've been really enjoying commercial-free YouTube, and I just, thanks for that show. I don't watch any more commercials on YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah,
how much is that?
canceled.
$10 a month?
I think it's like 10 or 15 or something like that. But I tell you, man, it's priceless. Not having those damn commercials.
That sounds good because I recently got an Alexa for the toy room, and I'll let my YouTube play because I'll have a playlist on YouTube, but it doesn't stop the commercials.
Oh yeah,
So I'm like, fuck, I can't even tell Alexa to skip this shit, because she can't do it when it's a commercial on YouTube. So, maybe I'll do that next, Brian.
Yeah. Not only that, you can while you're on your phone, you can have a playlist of YouTube going, and you can use your phone at the same time without having to watch the video. Like the video doesn't stop when you close it, so it's good.
Nice.
That's fantastic. That's a game changer for me. Because all I do is, ever since pandemic started, like I stopped using iTunes. Like I'm listening to all the shows on YouTube now for some reason. I don't know. It's like it's just what I do. Like I went to my iTunes, opened it up, and it's like, "Are you not interested in any of this stuff anymore?" I'm like, "Yeah, I am. I fucking listen every week, just not using you, motherfucker."
Found a new one.
Dope. How about you, Mr. Found a New One? How you doing?
I'm doing okay. Yeah, I'm good.
You have a good weekend?
Yeah, it was decent. We went out a little bit on Monday. Saturday I came home, I was a little pissed off just because some client came in and like wanted to do a consult, and it was already like the shop was already fucking closed, and they like putzed around like I'm to rearrange my schedule to accommodate them, you know what I mean, even though we're already fucking closed. And it wasn't like I didn't get home till almost fucking 10 o'clock because they were dragging their feet about the whole thing.
Did
My
they decide
goodness.
on something?
Well, I wasn't tattooing them. They wanted to talk about tattoo. It was their first tattoos, and I'm trying to accommodate them. And, after everything was said and done, like I gave them times and dates and all that stuff, and that wasn't good enough because the two people have completely opposite schedules, and neither one of them lined up with mine. So I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you want it done and you want it done together. I mean, one of you is going to have to ask off work.
Mm-hmm.
Plain and simple.
Right.
So they ended up leaving without making a decision. And we'll let you know tomorrow. And then I look at my messages today because, like, when I'm at home and I want to spend time with my family, I'm going to try and ignore my phone as much as I can,
That makes sense. Do you charge a
but,
consulting fee?
Oh, we're just going to pass. No, it's free. I should start charging a fee for a consult.
Or having consult hours?
Yeah. Well, I do try and do that. Like Tuesdays, I try and draw and I try and take care of, any consults or scheduling that needs to be done. So that way I'm not there all night wrapped up in a tattoo,
Mhm. And those were walk-ins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to know what happened that night? They went to
What?
dinner. They had a few drinks. Dude took Missy out. Gave she got the brownie a la mode on the way out. You know what I mean? She felt good, and she saw the tattoo shop across the street or down the block or whatever it was, and was like, "Honey, we should go in and look. We always said we want to get tattoos." And you had those two fucking schlups in your fucking store that night.
Well, most, I don't know any tattoo shops around here that are open past 9. So
Yeah, most of the time that's the time.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
if
I mean,
they're in there, they're tattooing and the door's closed. Nobody else is gonna help you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, not that I'm defending them or anything, but I doubt they were young people and they didn't know what they wanted.
Mm.
So chances are they just caught my drift and probably finding somewhere else to go, which is fine. I don't really fucking care. But that's how my weekend started. The rest of it was fine. We hung out and played some video games, and I went to Target on yesterday morning, and found a couple Cobra Troopers. So I was pretty excited about that. And then today I get to work, and there was 2 huge boxes. One from our friends at Crashbox, and one from BBTS.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah, lots of cool stuff.
Cool, yo.
So
Yeah.
JD,
Yeah.
during our chats today, and you're having trouble with the NECA stuff. Did you get that squared away?
Yes.
Okay.
So for some reason, my like when you pull the listing up, there's a bar right above the add to cart, and it says international or USA.
Oh, you were
It's a little
putting
pull down
international?
tab. Mine was automatically set to international.
Yeah.
So, which I don't understand because I have ordered from them before, and
It's just a
never
new
did
thing. It's a new thing that they have because their international can't get to those exclusives that are in like
Yeah.
Walmart's or Targets. So
gotcha.
But
they
my
offer when they put that first couple of weeks when everyone was going through hell, they offered them to international on the website, so it was set on international. So that's why. And then they opened it. Then they got smart and they started opening up these pre-order windows for a week, and then they added the US drop down. So
All right. Well, JD, my real question is, when I saw the address you're using, I can't help but go out to Google Maps when I see an address,
Jesus.
and
I'll help you,
and
buddy.
stalker.
and the reason why I
sure you're
ask is
handsome enough.
the first thing that comes up when you start zooming in is the pizza places, because I'm all about watching write reviews every day now. And there's this pizza place near you called Sorrento Pizza. Looked like it was near across the street. Have you
Yep.
been there? And is the
Yeah.
pizza any good? Because it looks good.
So they do what is called a stuffed pizza,
Uh-huh.
and essentially it's so they do pepperoni, sausage, and I think it's just pepperoni and sausage. But essentially it's two pizzas, and they mash them together, like sauce, cheese, toppings on two of them, and then they coat the one side with like a garlic butter parmesan, and they bake it, and it's like you getting like two fat slices on top of each other. It's like a pizza sandwich. So that's the good stuff if you go there.
Yeah, this pizza looked really good.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's why I asked.
Cool. Hey Dom, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
What's up, dude? How was your weekend?
Pretty good. How was your weekend?
Well, it started off pretty good. I got to see you on Thursday, right?
Yeah, we did. That was fun.
After how long? Been 6 months?
Yeah, a long time.
There were a lot of videos being played in that picture I saw. Of,
Dude, you transformed some shit that you never fucking transformed. Like,
oh, I don't doubt why.
Dude, those alternators were like a fucking.
Oh my god, so bad, right?
Oh my god, dude.
You guys, you ever transform an alternator before?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know how like if you transform one end, you kind of got to go like this real quick and click it all together. If not, it's
Yep.
Dude, I'm so happy I got rid of those alternators, because if that was what the transformation entailed, I never opened mine, and I got rid of them because I was like, once I saw Masterpiece come to fruition, I was like, let me get rid of this shit. And I'm probably was so frustrated if I ever opened those things up and transformed them, because they can't none of them fucking pegs didn't lock. The Optimus was a piece of shit. Thank God.
Oh, that thing's rough. That Optimus.
Holy
Yeah,
that
the
Dodge
Dodge
Ram.
Ram. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a tough one.
Bumpers falling off. I'm like, fuck this shit. And like, just to try to get it back in the packaging. man.
Were they alternators, or were they the Japanese Vinyl Tech with the die cast?
both.
Oh yeah.
Both.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say, because
so-
some of those molds, like the die cast, while it's nice, was even more difficult to try to manipulate because it
Yes.
just couldn't support the weight.
Oh my God, it would fall off.
Yeah.
So for people who are listening who may not know, me and Dom weren't in a transforming competition or playing with toys or anything all day.
Don't take from my pile.
Our good friend Mike, New York Mike, had passed a few weeks ago now. We were helping like curate his stuff, and basically everything had to be transformed and put in boxes. And this Mike had everything. Like he had everything. Like he had all the alternators. He had all G1 reissued stuff. Just everything. So,
Yeah, two. By the way,
So-
two of each. Like,
yeah, in some cases, two of each. Yep.
Yeah. It was crazy. So, yeah, it was. We had a good time. It was a good, helped out the family, and nice to see, Abe, Eric, and Gort was there. Yeah, Gort was there. Gort drove me up. Actually, we actually had some breakfast in the morning and then drove up. That was why we were late because our breakfast took too long. But got
nice
there.
of you
It
guys.
was nice to meet the family for the first time. Lovely people, and then my weekend was okay. The fuck did I do this weekend? I have no idea what
You
I did
watched
this
Cobra
weekend.
Kai too, didn't you? Or you
I did watch
something?
Cobra Kai. Yeah, I watched Cobra Kai. I can't remember the first season. I know I watched several, but then I was watching the second season with my brother-in-law and my sister, which they deemed it the best Netflix series, which they didn't even know it was YouTube at the time, but they
Right,
deemed
that's
it
super.
the best Netflix series in the world. So. Because then I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, oh, you gotta watch this Netflix series. I'm like, which one? He's like, Cobra Kai. Did you? I'm like, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So I enjoyed the first one. Had a lot of laughs in the second one. I like what they're doing. The story is definitely watchable. Like it's not as corny as it could be, I guess you can say.
I like
but
it.
There's a couple. There's some funny moments, some nostalgia moments. They do a good job doing the flashbacks, I think. But they definitely just didn't continue. They're doing a good job in continuing the story, but also to give referencing to backstory to kind of give you more character development with characters you already know. So. It's kind of cool like that, I think. So I really enjoyed that one episode where Johnny goes back and hangs out with his friends. So that you really didn't get much character build out of them, but you kind of didn't understand. Johnny was the prick in the movie, but at the end of the day, he did have friends and they did hang out and they had they were close buddies as anybody else would be. So. I think it was a good episode. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I like that. Did you see when they flash? I mean, not to kill it for anybody. I'm just.
Well, I haven't finished it yet.
No,
so
no,
you
no,
can't-
no,
yeah.
no, I'm not-
beginning,
I'm
first
not-
season.
Yeah, first season. Yeah.
When he's flashing back, and you see he was kind of telling the story about he saw it on his perspective. What happened?
Yeah, oh yeah, when he recapped it, totally.
Yeah. That was eye opening. I was like, yo, he's fucking right. Fuck Daniel LaRusso, that fucking prick.
Yeah.
What I mean? He came.
Well, it's always
girl.
true. It was also an illegal kick. You know what I mean? That supposedly, that's the thing. Is it was yeah.
Yeah, it's like that old I don't know if you guys ever read it in English class in high school. I think it was like Beowulf. They had another story or another book from the villain side of the beast side of point of view, and
you meaning that he had no father and his father.
Yeah, Grendel was Grendel was had a book about Grendel and his point of view and how he took the whole interaction with Beowulf. So it's that type of whole kind of
that was
spectrum.
cool. Dude, Grendel's mom is a beast.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, wasn't there always a thing in regards to Karate Kid, even before this Cobra Kai series came out, where Daniel LaRusso actually is the villain in that movie? Did you guys ever hear
that's
that?
one of the. Yeah, I've
heard
seen it before too.
Yeah.
Was it like a fan made thing? Or?
No,
No,
it's
it was
just
just an editorial,
Exactly,
a different
like an-
take on it.
like an analysis. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was rooting for Johnny the whole time, but but the thing is, it's really good. I can't my brother-in-law and my sister's I don't want to fish in episode season 2 because I can't wait for season 3. So because season 3 is not coming out until I guess 2021. So not that far away though, but it's not like watching Ozark and finishing it in March and then all of a sudden have to wait until fucking mid 2020.
Is Ozark a new show about orcs that I don't know about?
No. Ozark. I don't know how to fucking pronounce the lake. Ozark. Ozark.
You basically just gave the answer for tonight's Mythic Legion giveaway. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So it was, I know I did something this weekend. I can't remember. Every day is
end up going to Long Island on Sunday.
No. Oh, did I?
It was the day before yesterday. I don't know. What kind of
No.
drugs you on?
No. I didn't. No, I did not.
All right.
I think I just had a Brian weekend, just staring at the wall and watching dust fly around my face, and just enjoyed some peace and quiet.
That's not what I do.
I know. I'm just joking. I'm just joking, Brian.
But that sounds like a fucking blissful weekend.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Oh, I have funny. Actually, I know what I did on fucking this weekend. I went toy hunting, and I had some funny fucking stories because I went and I attempted the hunt for the old Baroness.
Hunt for the
GI,
Baroness.
the hunt for the Baroness. So I was successful, but there was a lot of funny stories because the first target I went to was actually a target not so far away from me. It's actually down the road, and I saw that they had 2 in stock, and it showed up like I checked prior to opening. It popped up the night before, and so I was like, I'm headed over to that target in the morning, and I did. I was the second in line. There was a guy in front of me, and we got to talking, and he was also looking for the Baroness. So I was like, cool beans, because there should be 2 of them, and we should be set. So I walked to the aisle. Of course, it's not there. Why would it be there? Jesus, it would be one day that I actually come to a store at opening, and the toy is actually there that on the shelf that morning.
Dom, I have a question.
What's up?
So what you use? Pop Finder or
I did use Pop Finder.
DCMI search or where the fuck?
No. I use Pop Finder now because rumor has it in the collecting community, BrickSeek is not so reliable anymore.
BrickSeek doesn't work.
Doesn't work anymore. Everything is zeros.
So the Pop Finder says there's 2,
correct.
and there's 2 of you waiting for the store to open.
Well, there was two of us online, and then eventually the line grew. There was more people online, but
All right, now hold on.
okay.
There's 2. You're talking to one guy. People start lining up behind you. When the doors open, how fast are you walking to that aisle?
you got a brisk little walk, you're not chugging it
Is
down.
it like a train? Like everyone's going to that
No,
aisle?
no.
And is everybody taking different different weights to get there?
It's
Like you
not.
gotta avoid the
I'm cutting
Verizon
through these
guy,
bras
and
so I
all
can
that.
Yeah.
Cut 3
It's-
seconds off my.
It's
my
surprisingly
walk.
I'm cutting through the chips.
Yep.
It's
Cutting through the
surprisingly
bra.
very, very nice. Everybody. I don't think anybody was online at the time looking for a Baroness. At the time, they let everybody in. The 2 people, there was like about another 3-4 people behind us. They were women. So, me and him walked to the aisle, and there wasn't there. We ended up asking an employee. An employee goes ahead, no problem. Yeah, let me go look. I know people are looking for them, and if you're saying that the stock showed up last night, then it should be on the truck that came in last night. So they went ahead and started looking. All of a sudden, a third person came to the aisle looking for action figures. An older gentleman, someone roughly I would say probably 60 and over.
Scalp rage.
Probably. Didn't want to say that, but or assume that, but
60.
yeah, he was 60
Like,
years old.
Look, old man, Hot Wheels next aisle over. Why don't you get the
So
fuck out of
he
here?
sees us 2 younglings, hanging out, just chilling,
Spring chickens, right? Yeah.
asking, start, shooting up the chat, and and we're chatting with him, and he's looking for some other figures. I think he was looking for some Marvel Legends, Apocalypse or something like that, and we're like, no, we're just waiting for here. They're looking in the back for us for the Baroness. And he's like, oh, okay. Well, there's nothing here that I want. I'm going to head out. And he said his buys. And lo and behold, about 20 minutes later, the employee comes back and says,
You say
well,
20 minutes?
yeah, about 20 minutes
Because
later.
he's got to search the whole tractor trailer, right?
Pretty much. The back and stuff. So he comes back to us and he starts saying something in regards to that we found him. But he gave there was 2. He gave some other employee found him. He gave 2 to some individual, and we're looking for the other others. And we're like, what do you mean others? There's only supposed to be 2. You mean like who the hell did he give it to? And he's like, it was some old guy. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So, if you think, I don't know if you guys ever been in Target. So you got the toy aisle, and sometimes the toy aisle is right by the back room where the double doors swing back and forth. Well, this individual, this old man, took a walk toward those double doors, asked the first employee that he saw, and I guess that employee found it and gave him both of them, and he swiped it right underneath us, and we were kind of. Yeah, the first guy was really upset, and after everything was all said and done, we talked to the manager. The manager kind of reprimanded the employee that gave him the two, and
Why exactly?
What good is that going to do?
First off,
he didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, he doesn't know. He doesn't know.
Yeah, he did know. He did know, dude. Don't go there, Gary. Don't go.
Wait, no. You went out of your wait, Dom. No, give me no. This is it. The story's funny.
He knew.
The story's funny,
Gary,
but you went out of your way knowing that there was only two and that they were gone, and you felt you had to talk to a manager in a retail environment about an hourly associate with no resolution because you knew there's only two.
No, we didn't talk to him. The manager talked to him.
No, but you talked to the manager.
No, the manager talked. Like the manager came over.
No, you just said that you guys went and talked to the manager, and then the manager recommended the employee.
No, the employee came back, and the guy's like, "I want to talk to your manager." So the manager came, and we told him this.
What? Yeah, what guy?
The first guy.
So your new friend in the aisle, you're gonna let him talk to the manager when you both know there's only two and they're gone. What's it gonna change?
I know. I'm not saying it's not going to change, buddy. I mean, hold off, dude.
No, I'm just saying. You guys, dude.
The manager came because he was pissed off. I was laughing. Like I was like kind of like, oh my god, this guy pulled like an old school backdoor bullshit, and it was funny. I thought
that motherfucker down.
I thought it was funny. I thought, yeah, that was my movie. But that was funny. So the other guy got really upset. Like he got upset because believe me, he was telling me that he's been looking all over the place. Now this is my first attempt. Like I didn't even bother running around any other stores. When I saw this was by the store right by me in Manalapan, I opted to go because it was so close. So when the manager came, he's like, oh, isn't this an exclusive? And I'm like, yeah, it's an exclusive. He's like, oh, my employees know that these exclusives need to be, one per person. I don't know why he gave him two. And that's when he reprimanded the employee because not because he gave it to him. It's because the fact that he gave him two. Because they're exclusives to the store and they're only supposed to be one per person.
So the manager didn't know that they were exclusives till a customer told him. So now he's going to go try and hold the associate accountable. I'm just saying, it's asinine.
Gary.
Not you, Dom. I'm just saying.
I know. No, I'm just saying. You can go to any Target right now and ask about GI Joes, and they know they're exclusives, dude. They're exclusives. They know that. There's been plenty of people going into Targets and asking about GI Joes because they all know that they're exclusive. So at this time, if anybody finds if an employee finds those, they're supposed to only provide one per customer. Because they know they're exclusives and people are looking for them, and it's only fair. So they already set those the guidelines down. So the manager got upset at the fact that not because he gave him the old guy because that was just a clever move on his part, but just because he gave him two, like he was only supposed to get one. So
if they're truly only supposed to be one per customer, their system would alert. Oh, well, I can only sell you one of these.
Well, they don't. I don't think they have that. I don't think they have that.
Yes, they do.
They have that set up at on the
They
registers.
can do that. They can do it if they want to do it.
Yeah, but I've never seen that.
They can set street dates. You ring it up, and it won't allow it to sell. It's the same thing.
It is. It's too strange. But like at the end of the day, I don't think Target's set up for that.
We can track their inventory. The technology is there.
Tom, what if that old shyster was only able to get one Baroness? Then that would leave one.
Oh, no, I would let
No, hold on. That would have left one, and then what would you have done? Would you have let that guy
the first guy. Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah.
Master Blaster.
But like the thing is that so I guess that incident kind of increased my appetite to trying to find this thing now. So lo and behold, like as I went back into my car, I seen stores or other Targets in my area inventory pop up that they have two, because I guess they're going through the truck and they're getting two in. And I'm like, holy shit, there's another store. So I drove to that. I drove to the next one, which was in Edison, which is not that far away from me.
That's not around the corner either, though.
It's a 15. Yeah, it's the light bulb.
That's where they invented electricity, right?
Yes, of course. But it's about 15 minutes away from me. So I drove over there, and lo and behold, they had two. But this is funny because in the morning they told a bunch of people who actually there was more people that came there than Manalapan, and I guess there was like maybe 6 or 7 people looking for it, and they couldn't find it. And I'm like, okay, well, rumor has it in Manalapan it was in a repack box. It wasn't in a regular factory case, because the factory case comes with 3. So if you look at the repack boxes, maybe they're there. And the woman's like, I already looked through all the repack boxes. I'm like, okay, cool. All of a sudden, while we're sitting there, like there's 2 guys already talking to her, and then I walk
up.
Now
hold on, okay. Tom, you got me confused. Are you at the new store or not?
Yeah, I'm at the new store, Brian.
You're in Edison. All right, so you're in Edison, and lo and behold, they're there,
they're
not
there.
there.
They're still showing there. Right. 2 guys are there talking to her, and when I walked up to them, they explained to me that they were there this morning, and they couldn't find them, but they, I guess, came back because they said they heard from other stores like Manalapan that they were in repack boxes. So they were asking the girl to look in repack boxes. So she did, and she couldn't find it. And I'm like, okay, well, that's great. And then so I actually went to their kiosks. Like they have those price checker kiosks now, those nice ones, where you can actually enter the DPCI number. And the funny thing is while we were sitting there, all 3 of the guys, I'm typing this in because we're right next to it. We type it in, and I see the quantity, which was 2 when I got to the store, dropped down to 1. Mm-hmm. and we're like, okay, how did this happen? And she's like, I don't know.
Let's start looking for old guys walking around.
Yeah,
asking about Marvel Legends.
So, of course, you know how it happened, because there's probably an employee or a friend of an employee came in. They did a little backside deal, and he ringed out at checkout, which that's how it's. I think that's what's happening in most cases.
That's called a hobo handy.
But
Tom, was the old guy there in Edison? Because people.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
So the funny thing is that these 2 guys were like, hey, how did 1 sell already? It was 2 an hour ago, and we've been here all since the morning. And they were getting kind of flustered. And I'm like, listen, I'm not going to argue with this lady. She can't find it. She's not wanting to look for it. So I left. And when I left, another store popped up, and I was like, you know what? Let me head to that store. And this store was a little further away, a lot further away. It's actually another 25 minutes away from me. It was up North Jersey. So I said, you know what?
What town?
Your old town, Brian. On 22 over there by Wantong, or whatever they call it.
Watchung.
Yeah, Watchung. Yeah. So I went to that Target, and I walked in, didn't see it on the shelf. So I asked an employee. He went in the back, and he started looking for him.
Is that in Blue Star, by the way? Was it in Blue Star?
Yes. No, it's the next complex down. It's not.
All right,
Blue Star.
You're right. Gotcha.
It's the next complex down.
When are you gonna get funny?
Yeah, keep going.
The first one was funny. The first one was funny. So the two guys. This is another one. But the two guys that were there, I didn't know where they went, and so basically I went to the next one, and I was waiting for the guy to come out. He came out. He's like, yeah, the toy manager is actually looking for it. She thinks she knows where it is, and I was like, oh, cool. So I'm getting happy, and then all of a sudden I see one of the guys that was talking in Edison come up to me and walking down the aisle, and he's like, hey, you're here. I'm like, yeah, what's up? He's like, oh, do they have it? I'm like, I don't know. They're checking for it. So now, remember, it was just him and not his friend. His friend went to another store to check. So he came to this store to check, and he bumps to me. Lo and behold, the toy manager comes out, and she has a full case, 3 of them. And I'm like, she's like, I only could give you one each. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, I take my one. And this kid, this other guy's like, my friend's coming. He's coming. I have him on the phone. So he hands her the phone. He's like, yeah, I'm coming. Can he take two? She fucking gives him two because he's like, all like, no, my friend's coming. I swear he's coming.
So now Dom goes back and he's like, my friend's coming too.
Nah. I took my one and I called it quits for the day. I was like, I got it done. And I was like, forget this. I'm not, this is way too crazy.
How much did you sell it for?
Oh, $300. $300.
Nice. I mean, with all that gas money and waiting,
exactly.
Time spent,
Yeah.
I mean,
Thank
that
God
probably
gas
amounts
is only like
yeah.
only $2 a gallon. Shit. If this was gas at $5 a gallon, I don't think I'd be able to do this.
Man, that's crazy.
But it was funny. It was a fun day. It was like that I got home eventually back at like 2:30 in the afternoon, and I was like, with the Baroness. I think I Gary, you showed that, you took a picture of that of your, like, you in poolside, and I showed I took a picture of the Baroness thing. This is I don't know. I think I got you beat on the view. Here's my view right now.
Mm-hmm.
I took a picture of the Baroness.
I tell you what, man, I'm not into this Baroness at all. But did you see Insta Sam? What he did to that motorcycle for his Hush Batman?
Oh, he
Dude.
killed it.
Yeah, whatever he did there, that makes me want to buy a Baroness and a Batman now. I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's like, I haven't taken it out, but it looks like it's okay. It got glasses,
If you find more, or you want to sell that one,
Yeah, I'll try.
I'm looking.
I'll try to get one for you, JD.
Still.
I'll try. I was trying. I was even, when I came home, I hit up another store and I was asking for them, and they were showing two, and these employees only go to, I'm not asking them to go through every fucking box in the back, but like at the end of the day, you get what you can get out of them, and then when they come up to you, like, I couldn't find anything, you can't ask them, you sure, go back there again, you can't really whip them.
I don't think it looked hard enough.
I asked once,
lazy
they can't get
teenager.
it, then I leave.
I have some fantastic news for you people chasing down these Target exclusive Joes.
Yeah.
Yes. So do you guys remember how Target had the exclusive Red Wing, that Seeker from Siege last year?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And everyone was going crazy looking for it? I guess they were, I
Yes.
don't know. Well, guess what? It showed up on Entertainment Earth today, which means a year from now, you won't have to worry. You'll be able to get your Baroness
I'll
from
be
another
okay with
website.
that.
Just want to let you guys know. If you feel like you'll never get it, you'll be able to get it in a year.
I could hear Baruka's song right now singing. Because these
Yeah,
both
yeah.
are like, I want it now. They don't want to wait a year for fucking nothing, bro.
Listen.
Well, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that you don't want it now. I'm just saying if you feel like you've missed out on it forever, that's probably not the case.
Right. I'm so
Yeah,
glad I'm going on that stuff.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I give it to, I understand the whole, GI Joe community, and I'm a fan. I would love to collect GI Joes, but like, there's I can see from the diehards, as how diehard I am on Star Wars or Transformers, like, I can see them, going after these things, and this is their first time that they're gonna, the 6-inch figures are coming out for their fucking their cartoon show, whatever the case may be. But the thing is that it's getting crazy. It's getting like literally fucking crazy finding these things. And then like the next day, what was it, Sunday, they had the fucking park exclusives at Target, and that was a shit show.
yeah,
The what?
Like
the Black
park
Series,
exclusives, the Black Series
Galaxy
park
Edge
exclusives for
are single
Galaxy's
pack
Edge.
now.
Yeah.
Oh, the
So you got
Hondos.
The Hondo,
Hondo,
and the red clone, or the red,
Stormtrooper.
what's his face?
or-
Yeah, the
or
red thing.
the Captain Phasma looking thing,
Yeah, and then
Right.
the Mountain Trooper.
the Mountain Troop, and then you have
Mountain.
you have that droid that
Yeah, the tour
operates
guide.
the ride.
Yeah.
The tour guide droid.
Oh, that's who that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So They were being, they supposedly every Target's supposed to have an end cap, celebrating some Star Wars stuff, and that those park exclusives should be on that end cap. And half the Targets didn't even have the fucking end cap.
Yeah.
Half the Targets, every
My
Target,
our Targets have the end cap. There's just nothing on them.
Yeah.
They have those Lego helmets, and that's pretty much it.
You
and some movies.
Welcome to come down to visit, and then we can drive over and go get it firsthand and skip Target
That's a
altogether.
long drive. That's a long drive.
Well, you don't have to drive down. I said you're welcome to come visit. We can drive down from here.
But Gary, those things are like $100 a piece at the park.
No.
105.
You can build a lightsaber and drink some blue milk. And get out of your room. That's the bigger win, right?
Galaxy's Edge is sequel trilogy based, so I think the milk would be green, not blue.
I don't know. I haven't been there yet.
And it comes out of a spigot that looks like a sea cow's udder.
My wife really doesn't want to go, so until
she doesn't want to go.
No, so until
wasn't that the whole selling point to get her to move down there?
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, that's the point you keep trying to push to get us to go down there.
I don't try to motivate my friends and my wife with the same enticement, Brian.
I hope not, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So, G Money, you had a topic for us tonight, right?
No, Brian had the topic tonight.
See, Brian? You see, Brian?
But it was a good... No, I liked it, though. I liked his topic quite a bit.
I did, too. He just told me we thought we were going with yours tonight, so I don't know what's going on.
No, I think we covered Gary's.
Yeah, I kind of talked about it already. I kind of forced it in there, my intro.
All right, so... Here is what I was thinking about this weekend, as I have gotten to a point now where as soon as I'm done working every hour of the day, I might be able to start working on this collection. And basically, one of the issues that I have is outside influence on the collection that I want to have. And I'm speaking Masterpiece Transformers as an example, but feel free to chime in with other examples. And so basically, here's what I'm thinking. The question was, does your preference for a particular toy company sway the direction for your collection? And I didn't mean to make that rhyme. But
you're just a poet and you didn't know it.
Exactly. So here's the issue that I'm having. I have a conundrum with my MP collection. So basically, I like that mature look that's not super toon aesthetic, right? But the issue is like this was never a problem when these companies like Takara, Fans Toys, Make Toys, MMC, stuff like that, putting out some pretty quality items, and it's everybody's on the same page. Everything's got the right aesthetic, everything's looking good. But then you got your two heavy hitters of Takara and Fans Toys taking the MP line in a whole new direction. And it's the toon aesthetic, which I'm not quite a fan of. Like, that's not what I wanted for my MP collection. But the issue is they're putting out really great products.
Right.
And so when I think of the term masterpiece, you think about that term for what its actual definition. Like, it is fucking bee's knees, right? If I'm building a masterpiece collection, I want the best iteration of that part of the collection, like, there on the shelf. Like, so I want the best item that's out there for a masterpiece collection. But the issue is now the best item is not exactly what I've been trying to target for any longer. And so my conundrum here is I'm starting to now pass up things from Takara, from Fans Toys, because it's not what I really kind of wanted. But now, as a result, I'm kind of stuck with what I feel is an inferior replacement for that. And one of the things that I'm fearing is it's like I may have to stop collecting fans toys. And if I'm no longer going to collect items from one of my favorite companies, then that's going to hurt my enjoyment for getting new items from said company, thus killing my enjoyment for collecting this line in general.
That was going to be my question to you: is if you thought it would affect your enjoyment for the line as a whole, not just by the company. Okay.
Yep. It kind of takes away from the hobby itself. It's like, wow, I don't want to collect what my favorite company's putting out anymore, and I mean, because why pick it up if it's not something that I want to put on the shelf with everything else? I don't know. And maybe it's because I'm collecting wrong. Maybe I should just buy everything and then just dump it to the next person after a week or so, just so that I can enjoy it for like a little while or something like that, right? Anyway, I was wondering if you guys had any other similar conundrums, maybe not with Transformers, but maybe with something else.
I mean, I can feel your pain with the Transformers stuff. I'm in the same boat. And, now it's just more or less I pick up what I enjoy.
Yeah.
I kind of have that, Brian, with the Mezco stuff I pick up because I don't love it all. Like you're basing your purchasing, or at least I'm basing my purchasing off of pictures,
Right.
and my last Mezco. So Mezcos most of the time are great, but sometimes not so much. You know what I mean? I have a few that they're not up to the standard when it comes to other figures that they create. Some are double jointed, some are single jointed, whatever the case may be. But some just look like they were slated to come out 2 years ago as opposed to nowadays. So sometimes I get these figures and aesthetically they look nice, but sometimes they don't do what I want them to do. As an action figure, and it frustrates me. So I remember getting the Catwoman figure. A lot of people had bad ones.
Was
A lot
the
of people
hips?
didn't know what they were doing with them either, because
delay. Yeah.
they're breaking arms, breaking legs. Basically, most of I think just the way it was put together, like they basically didn't put it back in the box in its normal fashion, the way a knee and an elbow should move. So you kind of should have had to feel for it when you bought it. I didn't. Mine broke, so I needed a new one. And that was kind of upsetting. And even though I got a replacement, like to this day, that figure does not hold up to me. Like, I still just remember that it was fucking shitty, but I continue to still buy their stuff. I'm like stuck in like a wormhole of, well, I always wanted this specific, character, and now one of my favorite companies is doing it. But again, then I don't, it's hit or miss when you get it. So we all got that John Wick figure. That John Wick figure is great. Yeah, one of the head sculpts isn't all that great, right? But you would think waiting for something for so long, paying the amount of money that you do pay for it, it should be perfect, in my opinion. And a lot of the times when you get something from Hot Toys, that's what you get. You get, their idea of perfection.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it coincides with what you're looking for because it looks just like the character. That's another line that, I'll buy. But, you sometimes you get a figure that just doesn't meet its mark. So Qui-Gon has been delayed I don't know how many times already. I think I just got a notice again that it's not going to come out until the end of the year. And I think it was because people were complaining about his look, his face, because they've showed it at a few shows, and I noticed that it's changed. So, to your point with the fans toys stuff, I think they're just doing what they think we want, and
Right.
Takara's doing the same, and it's up to us to choose what which aesthetic we're going to go for. But like I'm in that same wormhole as you with that, Brian. Like I just pick up everything Fans Toys because you don't know if it's gonna sell out, regardless if it's a great toy or not. And to your point, I think you should pick up everything just cause, you know,
No,
because it's gonna sell. Somebody's gonna want it, you know.
And again,
Um,
and it's not that I fear that they might put out like a snoozer or something like that.
Right.
It's the fact that they're putting out things that like I don't want it. But the problem is there's only two heavy hitters in what I would consider the masterpiece game right now. It's Takara and Fans Toys. As far as I'll let Keith kind of he can sit on the sidelines, but they're making stuff that doesn't fit the style that I want. And but the thing is, these products that they are putting out are superb compared to the ones that I have on my shelf that I would like to replace. So it's like I feel like I feel like the time is closing on this line where people are going to revisit it and be like, oh, you know what? Maybe we do need a super high quality prowl, or something like that fits the mature look. But it's not going to happen. They're going to make it the Toon look because that's what the mothership has decided. And it's just like,
so
I almost feel like I should just redo the whole thing again if I really want the best piece for every character that's out there.
So Brian, you started your MP set several years ago. Is it that you feel bad that you don't want these things anymore? So to your point, just like you just said, is it because you've got almost like the seasons you wanted complete, where you're kind of just like we've talked many times, reaching the end goal versus having the best representation?
Well, no. Like we talked about this before. Well, where how we joke around like, oh, dude, I'm done. I'm almost done.
Right.
I'm almost done. And Dave would be like, no, we're not, because they're always going to put out something better. But guess what? They're putting out things that are definitely better, but it's not some of the stuff we're looking for.
I guess it's just I guess what I was thinking about when you hear you say like I don't really want these things, and then you kind of feel not bad, but you feel a way when it's a quality, like you said, it's a good company and they make a good product and it's really popular, and it's like, but it's like being okay to be like, I don't really want these things, or I don't want them anymore. They don't fit the same way.
Right. But the thing is, and what I was getting at is now I am depriving myself the enjoyment of getting an item from a company that I really like.
But that being said, does that open up the possibility to look at some other companies?
Well, here's the thing, Gary. So I am all over the place with my collections, right? I'm closing the door, hopefully, on this Transformers one, and I'm just gonna, I'm just be like, look, I don't need the best offering that's out there. Like I have an offering that suits my needs, and I can move on with my life, right? Dude, I'm collecting. Yeah, my Figuarts MCU collection is pretty much complete, right? I just need to pick up ones that they have every once in a while. And what else am I collecting, guys? I got the Diaclone stuff that's that's gonna be my retirement party. I'm gonna open all that up. And
Your Mega Constructs.
Mega Constructs is a fun little distraction, sure. And then the only thing I've got left that's active really is this Thundercat stuff, and I do look forward to that. But yeah, I mean, it's I don't really have a spot to drive my attention elsewhere, which I guess is good because my car is getting old. I should probably start saving up for that down payment. But it's like
Mythic Legions.
Yeah, Mythic Legions. Good grief.
Stop
I think
hating them.
Rogor was joking yesterday. He's like 1/4 of my Mythic Legions collection is on pre-order or something like that. But yeah, man, it's like I don't know. I think I'm just looking forward to getting some free time to curate this collection up a little bit and figure out where I want to take it in the next direction.
I don't know if it's the same perspective, but it's maybe a little similar. And to JD's point of like, hey, when you just focus on what you want. So I really like Storm Collectibles.
Me too.
I like their figures. I like the way they look. I like their aesthetic. And I've owned a pretty good amount of them, but I only have one left right now because the lines that they were doing were not lines that I really, was super excited or cared about. And instead of, doing what I've normally done instinctively, which is pick and choose the characters that I would personally like, and just be done with that, I found myself buying because I like the line quite a bit. And then I'd get it and be like, well, I don't have a connection to this person or this character. But I liked the company, right? So it's kind of one of those things where I wish that they would make some other properties, which they're starting to do now, right, and expand a bit more. But over the last couple of years, it was something that I actually, really liked. But, when I look at it on display, I'm like, this doesn't make me happy until I kind of really narrowed it down to what I wanted to do with it. But so I kind of get it, I guess, when you like the brand. And you wish that they would do more.
Yeah, but I started. I don't know. I don't know if it sounds weird, but it's like I was really kind of contemplating. What if I never smell the new Fans Toys smell again? Like I would be really sad.
I think it'll be fine.
I think you're gonna be okay.
Ryan, I'll take care of that. I'll just start shipping all my stuff to your house.
Okay.
You could open it, sniff it, put it back in the box.
All right.
Just a little,
save on my taxes.
just a little less cancer for you.
Brian, what is the last Fans Toys character you got?
Oh, I got the one of the Jets. So I do look forward to at least a few more combiners. Those are still fitting the aesthetic of old. Besides, what this Braun and Beachcomber is, but yeah.
So you didn't get either one of those two, right?
Hunk, it was in my pile loot, and he just got shipped today. And I'm gonna make a decision on that Beachcomber. I have a feeling there might be some people in our circle that may have missed out and need one. So.
Mm-hmm.
So when Hunk comes in that giant pile of loot, do you think it'll be one of the first things you open, or something that you'll contemplate? I
am going to contemplate that one because the Thundercats are coming with that one,
right? So
and those will definitely be open first.
Yeah, see, so that's always interesting to me. So Dom, I gotta say thanks again. So Dom sent me 2 things that came in the mail yesterday, and I sat on the couch and we were watching Cobra Kai, of course, but I ripped into The Rock. Dude, like, opened it, like, right away, like, as far as the package goes. And those are simple figures. And it's just kind of, just playing with it while we were watching TV. And even Christina made a comment. She's like, oh, you really like those things, don't you? I'm like, yeah, I guess I do, right? It's, I don't know. It's interesting. I just think you have to be okay with what makes you happy, I guess, what you enjoy versus the expectations. And be okay if you're not feeling that excitement anymore. You'll find something else that you like, I think, just as much, if not more, than the Fans Toys.
You know what? It's a long weekend this weekend. I might take one of these days and clear off a shelf and prep them for Thundercats.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and it's just an observer, but I think you guys, we've all kind of got to know each other, obviously, and you can tell when people are excited about something, right? So when Dave is into his customizing now or gets something new, I feel like I can tell when he's generally more excited, or when he's just kind of got something, right, because it was on pre-order, right? So your Hot Toys, right, your Ewok,
yeah,
right, you love that thing, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. You could tell, when you do a picture or you get excited for it. And I always laugh, Brian, you have not gotten as excited as I think I've seen you get excited over the Grayskull, the Vega Constructs, and collecting the Mode 2 figures in that scale to go with it and tracking down what you needed, or seeing what was coming out in that same line. It's like one of the few times I've seen you get excited and talk about, when stuff's dropping at BBTS and Amazon for that line.
Roton's in that pile.
See, that's what I'm
sure.
So my guess is we'll see that before we'll see any Fans Toys stuff on your desk.
Oh yeah, for sure. And plus also too, I mean, Ace has been doing those Fans Toys on the figure banging, so I'm just getting my my filling there, So
You can't. It's not sniff and watch though.
No.
I sniff them too, Brian.
Like,
Dude.
it's not that bad. You know what I mean? I don't. I mean, you're still going to get other toys, right?
True.
Some
But-
of them still have that. You know, you can still get that Fans Toys High if you really want it out of other toys.
Possibly. You know, I have to say I'm excited for these Thundercats, but I got a little bit of anxiety about it. You know, because
Why?
there's their Super 7.
Just Super 7. Me too.
So
I'm with you.
So I'm looking forward to getting over that hurdle here soon. And yeah, I don't know. I actually tried to watch some original trilogy Star Wars a couple weeks, maybe in the past week, to try to maybe get me excited for messing around with my Black Series and getting that display up. But it wasn't doing anything for me. I don't know. Something's off. I think this 6 months, man, it's fucking.
I think you need to get out of your house. I think it's what.
So remember last week I told you guys I got that Grizzlor and I was excited to get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had mentioned that there was another alternate head, Gary,
Mhm.
that I should get.
Yep. And the-
So our boy Mark 44 Prime, right, hits me up the next day. He's like, "I got you. I'm sending you the head." So
oh,
now I got
nice.
the new head on-
Oh.
Now I got the new head on him.
Dude, that's cool.
Yep. Thank you, by the way.
Let me see that again. Oh wow, look at that.
That's cool looking.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's cool.
Thanks,
That's-
Leon, bro, my homie, if you're listening. But yeah, that was a nice surprise to get that. You know what I mean? I was actually gonna search for it. I didn't even have to. Next day, it's on its way. You know what I mean? But I can't put this thing down. This is a toy that Gary. When did this come out? 10 years ago.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was out in like 09.
I fucking love this thing. You know.
Maybe it's because he's furry.
I
You like them furry
think I
guys.
like furry things, bro. I think
Yep.
that's why I stare at you the whole
Dave.
show.
Oh, furry. He'd be petting like.
I'm just kidding. I don't.
No, it's okay. You can. It's all right. Don't be ashamed.
Well, on Brian's point, like Dom, did you speak on it? What do you think about that? Do you have the same kind of things happen? Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, he like, man, he apparently.
He's like, fuck, you finally forgot.
Right.
But I was here. Well, we did listen to him talk about his toy hunt for like an hour and a half. So, very
But
good.
listen, we also know that Dom does buy a lot of lines, so I think he.
Dom, I was
Just for the sake of buying them.
in process of asking you a question. He disappeared. Dom,
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was getting booed out. What's up?
what was your response to Brian's question to us?
Like,
Regarding toy lines and stuff like that.
yeah, like I feel that with Motu. Like I was into Filmation, they stopped that. So now like there's a whole classics line now that's out there that I could, if I want to, live homeless and sell my house and buy, and go get. I'm not ample to do that because it's like it's cost so much money. And I know some of our friends are trying to do that right now, but
Dude,
I just feel like
wait
and then
for the
they got
Netflix.
then you got the Origin line, and you're like so I was banking on that the Filmation was going to continue, and that was going to be mine, and which is going to be aligned with the Thundercats, and you got your He-Man and your Thundercats all matching, and it's pretty cool, and that's not going to happen. So
Yeah, dude, that's a good example because those new Thundercats are not toony.
no, they're
Right?
cartoon. Yeah, the Thundercats are toony. Yeah,
Eh,
Ish.
ish. They're not as like.
they're not
Oh.
Filmation, right? So they're
Yeah.
not Rankin Bass versions or whatever. the
Yeah,
fuck they
but
are.
I feel like they're somewhat close. Like they're more closer than some,
Then classics.
I don't think they would match with classics if you would match your Thundercats with classics.
I mean, that's what I
I don't
have.
know.
I don't have any of the Filmation stuff.
So you're gonna match them up with your classics.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna match them up with anything. They're their
I
own
know.
thing. you
I know,
what
I know,
mean?
I
But
know, I know.
I think
they're
they're very
own thing,
classic.
I think the
Yeah.
aesthetic is
think they're
very
good.
similar though.
It goes.
As far as
Sure.
the sculpt,
Mhm.
you could.
So Dom, why don't you get out of the film
Maybe I'm
and
wrong.
sell them, and then use that money to buy a few classics that you really want?
Yeah, but like I would have to go back. Like I don't have any of the like the main characters. Like I don't have He-Man. I don't have there's just
Well,
the top
classic?
12. Yeah.
They
Classics.
remade them, didn't they? Or
Of
they went
classics?
through the Filmations they remade again.
They did a couple Filmations one that they redid, which was like Prince Adam and a couple other ones, but like Ram Man and a couple things
Yeah.
that slipped through the cracks because nobody got on the first pre-order wave when they did those. But like I don't think like I said, like I just don't know where I'm gonna go with my Motu stuff.
Well,
You know,
if you
wait,
start
wait,
getting
wait,
rid of some of that, let me know.
Wait for the Netflix series
let me know.
and see what they do. You know.
Well, my classics.
why do you
The only thing I have in classics are the one-off character, like characters that I felt that were going to match with with Legions. I got a couple. I would say probably 12 figures that I grabbed, but that's like I thought there's nothing of the main characters or anybody like I think the only main character that I got was what was it, Whiplash, because it comes with that other head that kind of fits a more mythic approach instead of the cartoon head.
What world are you living in where you think Whiplash is a main character?
Well,
So
I thought he
he's
was
like
a main
a, he's
character.
like
I'm
a
just
B,
messing
he's
with
like a B- character.
I don't think I ever saw him on the show.
But Dom, what are you missing from Filmation that's deterring you?
Not
from
much, not much. Like I thought they would continue a little bit. Like I know they did like the main 12. Like
So why would you want anything but that? Well, you need the
I
rest
know,
of the
I know,
funny looking
I know.
dudes, like you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I
Like,
was interested in fill up my Castle Grayskull and my my Snake Mountain, but I guess
I don't
but
think they're gonna fit in package in the castle.
Oh.
No, ha,
Wow.
Oh man.
Another
Dom-
guy that's jealous of my bankroll.
Whoa. Jesus.
Such a dick.
Wow.
Like my penis, you big fuck.
But
Yeah,
Tom, I
you dish
I
it out,
feel
I
you
can-
there, man. Yeah.
I just don't know. Like I wish they continued with Filmation. That's what I was going towards. It's kind of like in your question.
Yeah.
With regards to Transformers. Where they were continuing one style and then they stop and then they do this animated style and it's like, what the fuck am I collecting?
Exactly. Because now it doesn't all fit together.
No.
Well, I mean, you could always go Motu Origins line.
Yeah, but then I just don't.
Then
I'm
they won't
okay.
fit with your
Like
Thundercats.
yeah, but they just.
But didn't
yeah,
they make
just-
those Savage World Thundercats?
Yeah.
Doesn't that work for it?
They do, and I picked up the first two waves, which were kind of the main cast, so you really don't need
What's this
anything
you speak of?
outside of that. The Funko, I think
Yeah, the
Funko made
Funko.
like a 5-inch Thundercats. It's not as articulated as the Origins, but
Origins.
Dude,
it's like
those things are pretty bad though.
they are, but
They're bad.
what are you gonna do? I picked them up just because the fact that I thought nobody was going to make a full set of fucking Thundercats.
Yeah,
Ever.
no, I can see that. I get
So
that.
I just picked them up. They were easy to get. I think they were on clearance at GameStop the first wave, and that's when I picked them up. So
Tom, there's always Motu Constructs.
yeah, that's kind of where I'm leaning towards. But I'm not selling my Castle Grayskull. So sorry if anybody wants looking for it, but I probably just display it
Oh,
eventually.
you mean the one that you won at NJCC that year?
Not
Right,
that I
exactly.
won. I bought
That's
it.
what your wife thinks.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yes, Dave, I won it. Yeah, but it's I do have the fucking Snake Mountain on pre-order. I only have one, not two, so I didn't I just felt like that with that Filmation line I could have a eventually later on as I get more room nice display to do all that together, but who knows? See what happens, time will tell if they come back. Origins could tank, and they said we're going to do Filmations again.
Well,
or
Like I said,
classics.
you never know.
Either
like,
way.
with the Netflix series, what that could change too.
That's interesting. What if that rekindles like some kind of fire for a whole new aesthetic of He-Man because the show.
Well, they're doing a
fucking
whole.
awesome.
Well, I
new
mean,
new
look at the 2000X series. Like, I love that shit.
Yep.
yeah, that
Yeah,
was
cool.
that was a great series.
So we've talked a lot about lines, like, when you have Marvel that does comic stuff and then like movie stuff, and they intermix those lines together. And GI Joe, we talked. I think it was Chris talked on Monday, right? And then I saw more news about today that figures from the Snake Eyes movie with other classified characters coming out. So if the Netflix thing brings back the popularity, there's no reason why they couldn't just create things from the show or classics all in the same waves, and interwove those together the same way. So you never know. Could happen.
This is true. I mean, I like that Thundercats cartoon that came out a few years back too, but they
Yeah, me
fucking
too.
they did it that pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, because nobody bought the toys. So
Right.
now I'm sure there was not a lot of viewers either. But that if you actually watched that show, it was a good storyline. It was really,
was
I
a good
watched
really
it.
well.
That story was amazing. I
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah, they were taking it in places that building characters up, backstories and everything. So it was getting good, and then they dropped it. So it's like, and the figures weren't that bad either. They looked exactly
Yeah.
like the characters on the show, but
I mean,
Thundercats
Thundercats has
I'm
a
sorry, the articulation might not have been there, but whatever the
Right.
case may be, there weren't like the fucking, best toys
No.
ever. But
I mean, yeah, I think Bandai kind of dropped the ball there. They tried at least.
yeah, I got, they didn't. What did they do? They did like a 6 or 7 inch figure, and then they did like those smaller figures that come with like the weapon packs and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, they did Lino and Tigra and called it a classics. Like they,
Oh
they
yeah,
did
yeah.
that.
Then they
Yeah,
took
those-
the opportunity. Yeah,
And then they did a Mumra, the Ever Living, but he was smaller than the other two. He was like an inch shorter. So then they went back and did Lino again.
Yep.
But they also did they did the same thing with some of the main characters. They did the new version of Lino, and they did Panthro and somebody else. I don't remember.
yeah. They did the whole
In that
cast.
scale. Well, I mean, in that scale too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
that-
the 6-inch scale.
The 6-inch Tiger was really hard to find.
Correct. Yeah, it was like
an
one pack.
exclusive somewhere
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah, I forgot. I eventually picked him up at a show because I couldn't find him anywhere. So, but who knows? This whole new He-Man show that they're doing. They're obviously going to have a toy line for it. I don't know how stylistic it's going to be. What it's going to look like. Whether it's going to have a more of a 2000X feel. Type of look to it. We don't know. So.
Well, it's the same studio it's doing Castlevania.
Yeah, so there you
if that
go.
gives you any idea.
Yeah.
Where it'll head anyway.
So big torso, small little skinny legs.
Pretty much.
Skipping
Oh.
leg day.
We'll see. Hopefully, it's got some good voice acting in it, and yeah, I'm kind of curious. Like, is it going to be like a season with an overall arc like they keep doing now, or is it going to be new adventure every 30 minutes or something? Or, kind of curious to see what it's all about. Because they say it's like what it's supposed to pick up where the original Mutu thing left off, and obviously that didn't have one encompassing story. So
Yeah, where you leaving off?
yeah, exactly. I don't know. How did that series end? I don't know. It ended when they found She-Ra, right, or something, and then it became
I'm
She-Ra.
trying to remember what the last episode was because I just watched it recently.
It just, to me, it's just, it's I like to see where it goes, and I'll definitely probably if the toys look cool for the show, I'll probably pick it up. There's a lot of dead ends in my collection, so I'm not. It's something I'm definitely used to, so it doesn't matter.
Really, a lot of dead ends, huh?
Yeah, like whether they did it or not. Whether they didn't finish up the story. Like I have that 2000 fucking Thundercats, and they didn't make every character that was on the show.
Yeah, you had the main cast, so I hope.
Yeah, you have the main cast, a couple villains, and that's all you need, right?
No.
No.
No
You
way.
need more. I need everybody in the cantina, okay?
Yeah. Give me them aliens.
I need everybody in the cantina. I need everybody in the Ewok village.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in Coruscant, because I need everybody in that planet. So, but did anybody else didn't answer, or was I the last? I'm sorry.
I think you were the last.
Of course, you guys don't care about me.
I didn't answer, but nobody cares anymore.
No, you did. You said you didn't have one. You were the first one to answer. You said you
Oh,
had an answer
okay.
for it. So
I
I
know.
took over.
You said it had to.
Unless you have one now. I mean, go ahead.
No, we're at the mercy of, these companies and what they want to make.
Mm-hmm.
So, and again, it's like
We
Dom
always
says, we have some, there's dead ends to these collections, so it's kind of like one of those things. Like, what do? You try and track down ones that you missed, or just give up,
Well, it's funny, yeah, like you said, we're kind of at the mercy of what they make, and what's the phrase? It's like it's not the figure you need, it's the one you deserve, or the reverse, or something like that. And it's like, back in the day when I would really, really watch the Transformers Facebook groups, it would be like people would chime in, just be like, these companies are telling you what to collect. Don't let people tell you what to do, kind of stuff. But it's like, to me, the collection is, it's self-sustaining now. This thing, dude, I am a slave to the collection. This is not for my enjoyment. They use me and my wallet to complete itself. Is how I feel. It's controlling me.
Oh yeah, I'm a slave to all these toy companies. I'm buying whatever they're dishing out. But
And they're mocking me. It's like, Brian,
Yeah,
you sit in this
remember?
chair for 12 hours a day and you fucking earn that money.
What did
There's an empty spot over here. I need
Brad
you to fill
Pitt
it
say back in Fight Club? Right.
what do you say?
You're not the
Don't talk
content
about.
for your
You're not
wallet.
supposed to talk about Fight Club. What are you talking
Exactly right. No, there's a line about the things you own, eventually owning
about? Possessing you? Yeah.
you.
You're not
So it's
special.
fair.
You're not a
It's
fucking
fair.
snowflake.
It's the saying for everything.
You're not
Also-
fucking khakis.
Yeah. Also, I heard a saying that the person who dies with the most wins. I heard that saying too.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
But
it's-
I just feel like. I'm sorry. Go ahead, there.
No, I was gonna say I think it's just it's true though. You can't there's no guarantees in any of this, right? So when you're trying to get a full lineup, like you said, you can't guarantee it's gonna work.
No.
You can't guarantee that you're gonna like it. You can only be happy with what you buy, and when it doesn't make you happy anymore, then turn it into something else that'll make you happy again. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the
That's
thing,
the other
and we
part.
all learn. We kind of all lived through the Transformer masterpiece. How the changes that it's done, where it kind of upset some individuals, and sometimes it some made other people happy. It's like back when they were pushing out the more realistic aesthetic with the MPs. I was buying it not knowing what else was out there that would probably please me more. You know what I'm saying? Like the more animated series type. So like when I was getting my the first, renditions of MP, like I was taking it and I was enjoying it because that's what we were getting, there was nobody putting out animated stuff and, more tune accurate stuff. So it's like, once they started going down that direction, as a collector, I was like, oh, wow, I really like this. And there's some pop people like Brian were like, oh, wow, I don't really like this. So it's like, you have to adapt or change your taste or,
Don't buy it.
don't buy it.
Don't do it.
It's
Don't
unfortunate.
do it.
It's unfortunate. It's just like,
Did you?
nobody's continuing that type of aesthetic. And, Fans Toys was always like then they was always preached that they were just a filler for MP
That's right.
masterpiece. So it's,
And now that
they're
MP's
going
changed
to do
direction,
what
they're
MP
gonna
is doing.
Yep,
They,
exactly.
yep, they're gonna fill that direction, and go in that direction. So
Well, Dom, unlike you with your Filmation conundrum, I do feel somewhat lucky that I was able to complete what I was looking for from a
mhm.
Transformers collection for the most part with the aesthetic that I'm looking for.
Yeah,
So
and you
I
you
do
fill
feel
some of those
fortunate
gaps
in that
with like
regard.
MMC, like with Master,
Well, no, let's not call
like
them gaps. I mean, my jazz is the toy world jazz because I really like it.
yeah, and then like
kind of thing.
I think your Inferno is the what's
CMMC. Yeah.
the MMC Inferno, like, which is more like real aesthetic, chromed out pieces and
toy
look like a fucking
aesthetic,
fire,
almost.
yeah, like a toy aesthetic, yeah,
Dude, the guy's a beast. He actually looks like a firefighter, not that
yeah, yeah,
don't be fucking friend of Red Alert from the show.
yeah. Like and we were all in that game, and that's the thing. Like, people were producing all these types of MPs, and you really didn't know which one you wanted to go with. And finally, you know, the official just started doing more tune and the kind of going in that route, and I'm more happy for that because I'm not buying any, and there's Mastermind. I don't think is going to create any more MPs. I don't think they are they down for doing, like, I don't know. I haven't been keeping touch on what their releases are. Did they, other than like the tapes, did they do any other like recent MP stuff or no?
Did you guys hear any of that?
Yeah, I heard everything.
Okay, because it totally roboted on my side.
Oh, sorry.
He's asking about MMC if we think they're gonna do any more Masterpiece stuff.
Oh, any more Ocular Max?
Yeah, Ocular Max stuff, like
I don't know. I don't think there's if there was to be a company to put out additional items for that line in the aesthetic that I would like, it would be them.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I don't think I would purchase anything to replace that stuff.
I got you.
I don't know.
Upgrade or
what would an Ocular Max Brawn look like? I don't know. Perhaps maybe something like that.
Yeah, like like they're maybe as more people talk about it, maybe some company will catch wind and maybe even start investing some capital to produce a more toy accurate, realistic MP line and catch that market if there is a market.
Yeah, but there's not many left,
Yeah.
and I think other people are feeling fatigue. I mean,
Of course.
I don't know. I was seeing some of the stuff that dropped for Earthrise today, and like I was pinging Jose. I'm like, Jose, don't forget about this one. Don't forget about this one. I'm like telling him what to buy, and it's like, I don't know, man. I saw those repaints of the Sunstreakers today, and I was like, dude, I kind of want to buy these and just fuck around with them, kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, the thing with Earthrise too is catching that, that fan base that did not get into the third party stuff, and it's like, that's my Optimus Prime, that's my Trailbreaker, that's my that's, so people relate to when they're seeing those toys, and they look very similar to what you were playing with as a kid, or what you saw on the TV screen as a kid. You're going to pick up that line. So
I mean, to be honest, I almost wish I wasn't a Masterpiece collector, because I would be neck deep in this Earthrise stuff right now.
mhm.
Like, I would just be going after all of it, and it's easy enough to get too, so, which is also nice. But when you start seeing a line really flesh itself out, like making all the different characters, and if you weren't in it from the beginning, you kind of feel a little bit of regret. But if you were in it from the beginning, man, talk about a sense of fulfillment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But like that main toy line in Transformers is like from classics all the way to down Earthrise. It's like, it's so many changes that they've done, and so many, like, where they're utilizing, whether it's modern technology or different things that they're doing, or new things that they're doing, or aesthetics that they're going for. It's changed over time, so it's like you can't compare a classics Optimus to a Earthrise Optimus, because they're totally different, and they're portraying the same character, but like there was a different aesthetic that classics were going after. You know, a new kind of take on our, you know, G1 toys. You know,
Right.
Yeah,
trying to
can't-
stick to, trying to stick to their you know,
Very
some of the.
That's the Earthrise on the left.
Yep.
That looks good, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's good. You know, I'm enjoying them for what they are. I'm picking up, you know, I'm not getting like, you know, like back in the day, JD, we like had like 2 or 3 of them each, but like,
Yeah.
you know, I pick one, and one is enough. You know, I'm not going, you know, crazy.
I will
'cause I'm-
say, like, I have a hard time going in and I see, oh, there's a Wheeljack, or
yeah.
you know what I mean. I have a hard time like passing it up,
Yeah.
but I do, just because I don't need to do it anymore.
Right.
This is actually a KO Henkei Prime that I put up there. I have a lot of these classic molds. A lot.
All right. Well, I guess we could wrap up on that. We could keep talking on the after hangout.
Hang out.
Well, thanks for everybody sticking through it, and be back next week. I'm just gonna play a quick video of the other podcasts and stuff that we have on the channel, and then we're gonna be out. So again, thanks for everybody watching and listening. If you want to know where to find everybody who's been on this show, you're gonna have to watch next week and find out where to find them. Thanks for watching.
Wow.
Well, hey,
Here we go.
before we go,
What's up?
so we've been playing Destiny 2. I started a Realm of Collectors clan. So if there are any Destiny players out there, so far we got EE, ourselves, like this household, and Dakota. So
You heard JD. Hit him up if you want to be in that Roma Collectors clan.
Yep.
Let's go. Destiny. Get
Xbox.
It's your
Xbox
destiny.
360, Xbox One. Right?
It's your
Xbox One.
destiny.
Some raids.
Get it going.
Say it with me now. Really?